After the release of Invincible War, I was scrolling on Twitter as I usually do to see how worse Kanye's tweets can get, and saw folks talking about how Eve as a fighter is misused, following how she was violated during episode 7. So that made me wonder, is Eve actually nerfed? Have they written her poorly and fumbled having a strong female lead? So let's get to investigating and see if Eve really is. Kill Cannon just got done robbing a jewelry store and he was making his getaway, but Eve cuts him off in the alleyway and hits him with that swipe or no swiping. He responds saying,
"The name's Kill Cannon, not gets beat up by little girls, Cannon."
If that's the best comeback you could think of, I understand why you resorted to crime. He tries to go in for an attack, but she clamps his feet on the ground and then sends him rolling by turning herself into a projectile directed at his face. He charges up some blasts, but she's able to avoid them and closes in on him. But when he saw her next to him, he blasted at her face, but she was able to conjure up a shield fast enough to block the shot. The smoke clears and she serves him 2 clean hits to the dome. Calm down, Samantha. Did you hear the retort he cooked up earlier on? He can't afford to lose any more brain cells. The next thing he's gonna be saying some dumb shit like To Pimp a Butterfly is the best album of all time. So they continue to trade some blows and eventually Kill Cannon manages to put her down. So Kill Cannon aims the cannon at her head while being cocky, thinking that he won. So she closes the pot with the output, making his arm implode, and that was pretty much an easy dub for her. But before I move on to the next case study, I got 2 questions. How is this 12-year-old girl from some white ass suburb able to successfully throw hands with a grown ass man when she doesn't have any form of martial arts training? And the second question is, why didn't she just turn this nigga's arm into a balloon animal from the get-go? Shortly after her fight with Kill Cannon, her lab siblings end up causing a disturbance on the highway, and I know this was out of their control, but damn, these niggas are really ugly. I'm sorry, I had to say it. So Eve gets to fighting with these niggas that look like they were born prematurely, and the moment she hit this emote with her feet, I got geeked. I knew I was about to witness something exquisite, especially with the animation of this special. My goodness, if you haven't watched this, do yourself a favor and do so. This is the best animated Invincible property, hands down. Abomination number 1 dives in to attack her, but she dodges and blasts at him right after, then throws a car at this nigga before he could get in close proximity. She then conjures up some spikes that went through this kid's body and then decimates him. Oh, so Oliver isn't the first superpowered child that's fucking insane in this universe. So the mutant she hit with a car was able to sneak up on her and slice the side of her stomach. He starts chasing her down, but she manages to keep her distance. But this cannibal from the Wrong Turn franchise was able to regenerate and tries to hit her with a tire, but she's able to turn it into a parachute to drag him back. The other one grabs her with his tentacles, so she generates these plates to cut them off. But he manages to grab her by the leg and tries to turn her into roadkill, but she's able to generate a force field before she makes contact with the ground. So the one from earlier on sneaks up on her again. Damn, this nigga is really good at sneaking, and puts her in a chokehold, allowing Abomination number 2 to restrain her using his tentacles. Blondie shows up and tries to smash her face in, but she makes the road disappear before he could. She blasts off and while in the air causes an explosion that damages this building's windows while killing off the kid that was choking her. Blondie throws this car engine at her. She dodges it and throws it back at him. He's also able to dodge it, but she grabs him by the arm and uses him to build momentum to kick him in the face. Once again, what does this 12-year-old child from the suburbs get this ball knowledge? Make it make sense. After that, she generates a giant wrecking ball with spikes. Was she really trying to kill this nigga? But the redhead pulls through for Blondie and throws this car to break the wrecking ball. She uses the broken pieces as projectiles and shoots at them, but they're able to take cover and take advantage of the smoke screen caused by the dust made when Eve was shooting at them. She makes 2 force fields but realizes that this isn't helpful and just makes herself some armor. Shockingly, it gave her a boost as she had the upper hand for a bit until Blondie snuck her and sent her flying into oncoming traffic, but she manages to make sure that she's not covered in tire prints. But Blondie sees that she's on the defense and takes advantage of that and starts clobbering her face. They continue to fight while there are incoming cars shown in this beautiful sequence. Shout out to all the animators and storyboard artists, bro. There's nothing that I love more than a fight sequence done in one long take, and despite how short it is, I love it. But as I was saying, she clamps Redhead's legs, making him get run over by this truck. And hold on, did she just hit a ballerina move?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
Following that, we see her fighting Blondie while trying to make sure that everyone on the highway is safe because of the car crash she caused earlier on. Blondie and Redhead were both able to recover and start jumping her, and just when shit was looking grim for her, that's when Brandyworth saved her ass by running them over. And for the Redhead, that was his last life. No more regeneration for you, buddy. So Blondie grabs Brandy and throws him off the highway, but Eve comes in clutch and saves him. But Blondie had no intentions of giving them time to breathe and goes back on the offense. Eve manages to shield herself and Brandy, but all you see is Blondie punching at the shield with tears running down his eyes. The shield breaks, sending Blondie flying, and right there he had just used up his last life and it was over. Look, Eve's siblings might have been hideous, hard to look at, disgusting, repulsive, grotesque. Where was I going with this? Now to answer the question, is Eve wasted potential? Did the writers fumble? Well, personally, I don't think so. She's been going up against Viltrumites. That's not a fair matchup. But if we're talking about the time she went up against niggas like Seismic, obviously that shit shouldn't have been a problem for her. Upon arrival, she should have been able to break everyone out of their prison. But if we're talking about her against the Viltrumites, that's never gonna work because she can't use her ultimate on command. And when she does, that blast doesn't deal that much damage. Even Mark would be able to stand up after that shit. Her most powerful move that would help is that shit that allows her to wipe people's memories, but once again, she can't access it. So as I said earlier on, personally, I don't think that Eve is wasted. But if you think differently, you can let me know down in the comments. Now, before I wrap up the video, Playboi Carti dropped Album of the Year. Initially, Album of the Year was The Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow, but now it's Playboi Carti's music. I don't care what any of you niggas say, he went 30 for 30. And for anyone who's saying, oh no, Kendrick Lamar ruined his songs, shut up. Shut up. Kendrick did not miss a single time in all of his features, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. I tried doing something unique that would stand out. I know a bunch of you niggas' timelines, homepages are just filled with a bunch of Conquest thumbnails. So I just wanted to do something different that's just like a bit more refreshing.